We're away.
Here we are.
Hello.
In the park.
RANT, what show is this?
This is the Racing RANT on Monday the
24th?
24th of October, month gets through. There's an old mate here on the right, we'll talk about him soon. Mark, who's the old mate on the right?
Ned Kelly.
Alright, there we go. Welcome to the show, Jack.
The youth.
Yeah, we're trying to-
enthusiastic youth.
I really don't know where we're going here, so Lamborn, take over, would you?
So,
Well, actually, you've got to introduce the new
Yeah,
rival,
what about-
bud.
I always
Yeah,
introduce
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Welcome to the show, Jack,
Thank you, mate.
Or
whatever
Dick-
his name is.
Dicko or
Jack.
Dicko, whatever you want.
Jack
yeah.
or Dicko.
Well, we've found a bit of fresh blood who's young and keen and got a bit of a social media bent, so we're going to go with Jack and...
We just found him in a pub on Saturday night.
Which one?
Fucking said something about welfare ratings. I said, you want to be on the show? He said, I'll come in.
He said,
We take anybody.
He said I'm a weights guy.
Yeah,
Weights and measures. I don't even know what they are.
no one knows what they are.
Anyway, let's see how Jack goes. Randwick on Saturday, and of course it was Cox Plate Day, and we saw something fucking amazing.
Well, unfortunately,
What the heck is she?
I just don't want to say I've never seen a better horse, and I never thought I'd ever say it. I'm saying it.
Better than Kingston Town.
Better than Kingston Town.
Better, best horse I have ever seen and
Best
will
horse
ever see.
I've ever seen. Because I know Saturday's field, people say it wasn't as strong as back in the 80s with the weight for age horses that used to fight each other. But like, let's get things in perspective. Those horses, she won by 8. They used to win by a short half head, or the king would get there by a neck. Like, she just fucking trots round.
I reckon it was even better because you could bet on it. Thought there was odds there.
You could bet on it, and everybody I played cards last night wanted to talk about how they'd had $100 on wings or $1,000 on wings, or and they all go, can you believe it was $1.80? And you just say, going,
Well, it was $2.20 earlier on.
but I'm just saying they even think $1.80 is fat because it's $1.80, you know, like.
So they're
because
comparing her to Black Caviar $1.10 and thinking it's value.
it's the best horse I've ever seen, and congratulations to Chris Waller and his racing team. And I know when I backed it in a 3-year-old maiden at Canterbury, it got beat like a 2-year-old. Anyway, you know who was one of the first people to ever jerry to winks was Snowy. Snowbet tipped him one day, like a long time ago. Nathan, I'll contact Nathan, but I remember he tipped it one day. Like it was just like there it was, some horse going round for Waller
Against Guelph.
There it was.
Remember
Anyway.
Guelph? Good
Yep.
horse. Oh my word, good horse ran down that
Very
other
good
good horse in the Champagne Stakes. What was it? Fwerza.
I've been up in Forza. Can we have to talk about that?
Where is Fuerza now?
Rockhampton.
And where's
Anyway,
Guelph now?
look,
Breeding barn.
This is the beauty of racing, but unfortunately we've still got to put up with Chris because there they were 5 minutes out from the Cox Plate, and there's Ricochet in his scarf, appropriately because it was 10 degrees, and there's Chris in the black and white suit. Not a hair out of place. It's just like the Undertaker of racing. He's just going to drive us into the grave.
He's going to drive me into the
Yeah,
grave.
like race 6 at Randwick.
With the 5 runners.
Yeah.
Torture. But, you know, congratulations.
But how the fuck did she get so good? I just don't understand it. I remember watching her at Warwick Farm on debut, and she attacked the line, and you went, "Wow, that's a neat little horse." She went for a little. I think she won at Rose Hill then off that race. So you won at Warwick Farm, won at Rose Hill, went for a little break, and returned to win at odds against Guelph, and then First Seal started towing her up.
How'd she get so good?
How did she get so good?
Unbelievable horse.
It's only 18 months.
Spelling in Brisbane, which seems to be the making of horses,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Yes. Wintering
Maybe
in the
there's
sunshine.
some other stuff in the air up in
Didn't
Brisbane.
cost him, I tell you, 120, I think.
120.
Yeah. Well, El Davino's got a lot of catching up to do, hasn't he?
Anyway, best horse I've ever seen. So that's all I
And
can
by
say.
the way, Hartnell that was a fine run for the Melbourne Cup, I'd
Yeah,
say.
he's stuck on.
Yeah, he stuck on after.
Like held Yankee Rose at bay.
Yeah, like 9 lengths away.
Yeah, but he's the one that tried to go with Winks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, all the others
he
round.
was the one that
Take
got
Winks out of that. She's a freak. He won the Cox Plate and he's going into the Melbourne Cup, and they pushed his odds out to $6.
They blew.
He blew after that run.
Wow.
I think the money's come again.
So when is the Melbourne Cup, boys? 8 days.
Yeah, we'll do a
It does.
special Melbourne Cup show next Monday.
Oh, there we are. Oh, you guys can. Beautiful. Beautiful. You can come along, Jack.
Yeah, well,
Okay, so what about this? The fact is, we've seen Winks, like, well, you know, and I think that those cards blokes are going, well, they didn't care about Hartnell because
What I mean,
they
the
didn't know
car,
Hartnell.
the car blokes. I'm talking about blokes just in the pub as
Yeah.
well. That's just your bloke. They go, oh yeah, the punters cup. We put all the money on wings, and you go, oh yeah, of course it's going to win. But like,
But did they probably didn't even know that Hartnell was running, and did they see Hartnell's Turnbull Stakes win? And
probably not. No, they just see
it's
wings.
like see Winks and they go, oh, we'll win.
You see a headline horse that wins. But
Yeah.
do all headline horses just win all the time now?
Green light racing is called.
They just still, like, remember the old, like,
Yeah, but she's not a protected species.
No, she's fucking awesome. That's what she is.
Yeah.
What about this? Name the champions in the last 12 years, and what have they all got in common?
Female mares.
They're all female.
They're all female.
Why are they all female?
Half the good blokes are retired.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, well,
Well, the good blokes do get retired, but is this a hormonal thing?
I don't, you know, like
Can they treat them in some way? What's going on?
don't know, like anyone care to write into the show with their theories
Any
about
vets
why?
out there that have been squeezing something into the females and they can't detect it, they go like freaks.
Well,
Let's go from this Black Caviar, Maccabee Diva, Winx,
Sunlight.
Sunlight. I mean, they're four really
Right,
top.
so we have to go back
Black
to Long
Caviar.
Row, who's about Sunlight Vintage. You know, maybe touch on it.
Okay, but what about the blokes that have been retired that maybe had something like a
Piero.
Piero or Vanbrugh maybe? Or...
Vanbrugh? You're thinking of another horse.
No, won the Golden Slipper. That's massively impressive.
No, it wasn't Vanbrugh.
What was the
Vanbrugh
goal?
won at Flemington. What?
Vanbrugh raced
2 weeks ago?
last week.
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Jesus,
Told you.
starts with a V. That'll do.
I told you it wasn't Vanbrugh.
Vanbrugh. I backed it. That's why I was
They tried
excited.
to,
I
they
reckon
tried
it's
to
a
race
champion.
Vancouver on
Yeah.
north, and
It kept wanting to
shit
mount
itself,
mares. Yeah, it was out of control.
Yeah.
A bit like you on
Well,
Saturday
well-
night, Jake.
right.
But surely you'd
A bit
have to
like
say that
Saturday
anything
night.
that does look any good at 2 is unlikely to train on.
Hello, mate. Hello, mate.
We've got
Okay.
a brief respite in the show,
Yeah.
and Glenn will be back to give us a bit more good oil.
He's obviously got to get a bet on a Coonabarra brand today.
It's very urgent business here.
What about
so,
the Casey does in the betting ring?
Yeah, he does. He does. He's a very fit
yeah,
man.
so we had Jack out to view Glenn for the first time on Saturday. Get a bit of a feel for what happens at the track with the Mounting Yard Mail.
He's unbelievable. It's just like he's on the show. It's not worse or better, I guess.
Well, he's like a caged lion, isn't he?
Always
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
And towards the end of the day, all the girls start dropping their champagne bottles in the ring. He's,
And putting him on
his
our
experience
tables.
saves him from going over, I reckon. Little
But
hazards around.
I had this
yeah.
conversation on Saturday evening where
I had to get that. Sorry.
that's all right. That's all right. We've
Sorry,
been
sorry.
banging on about drinks in the betting ring for a very, very long time, and then I had a look at the betting ring on Saturday. and I went, probably doesn't matter. There's no punters there, and you can't tell me there are no punters there because of the drinks in the betting ring.
Yeah, they need some bins though. Those champagne bottles are dangerous.
Look, I don't mind people.
Young blokes. they're
I don't
trying
mind
to clean
people
up.
who are just like non-punters being in the ring, but do they have to have drinks?
Well, but I'm saying
what
there
I
are
don't
no
like?
punters there.
Well, what I don't
There's no
like
one trying to
is,
get on.
is that they
Well, I'm trying to
actually,
get on.
when you're trying to barge past them to do something and you bump
Yeah.
into them,
Yeah.
they take offence at it.
Yeah.
Well, you're fucking
Because
standing
you knock
in
their
here.
drink.
Especially late.
You know what
Oh,
I
it's
mean?
like a nightclub.
No,
They're
you gotta
lubricated
stand in
late.
here, you cop the bumps and you don't fire up.
I get the odd tap on the shoulder. You're not in the queue.
And they're standing
What
there
do you
with
say,
their
mate?
$5.
Well, they sit there with their girl. They go, oh, "You're not the girl." And they just go, "Eat shit and die, fucker." And they go, "Oh, I didn't see that coming."
Right, Randwick on Saturday, Glenn. How'd you go?
Yeah, really well earlier. I took pretty good the first 6 races and a bit average late, but that's all right. I posted a win.
And anything to say about the racing? It was like, okay, firstly, we had 17 mils of rain on Friday night, so 1 inch and a quarter, sorry, 3/4 of an inch, and the track was assessed as a soft 7. It was probably a good 4.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's classic, let's tell everyone it's a wet track when it's not.
Wow, we're all used to it now. We've been commenting about this for like 2 or 3 years. Ever since Dalboy used to get Vince Cardi stuff until the times were all wrong. We've been talking about this for years. I think it's just part of the game now. It's part of the charade.
Yeah, so we just let it go.
You just let it go. I think we spoke about it like for so long. Everything's sweet. Like, we got one of our major trainers on these most major allegations during the week, and there's not one joint is reporting on it. There's no story in RaceNet. Is RaceNet kidding?
It's a pretty
Clinton
touchy
Payne?
subject.
Does anyone write anything, or are they under so much
There was
control?
an article on punters.
Punters.com.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
a bit more out there, and that's it. Like
So
you know,
RaceNet have not mentioned the Gerald Ryan
hasn't
case.
been a dicky written about it.
And what's okay?
Because they're just under
thought
so
this
much
should
pressure.
make the main press button.
I thought it'd be
Hey,
front
was it?
page.
You read it on telly? Telly tells you?
Well, no, whatever pops up when I'm on the internet. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
right.
actually
Jack's
buy it.
already yawning on the
I
show.
don't care for him at all.
Well,
Right,
yeah.
but what do you think about the story? Or the reporting of the story?
Yeah, it's more about the reporting of the story.
I
I
just want to read about. I want to read about it. Things.
I wouldn't read about it.
Okay,
he
but what
doesn't
about
want-
the fact is I was worried on Friday because I'm thinking, do I want to back Gerald Ryan's horses on Saturday? I
And how
didn't
bad
care-
do they go?
Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah,
Well,
ever
something won.
I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a good example. I got some deals with a trainer, and he gets up at race day, goes and walks his horse and does this and feeds. Do you think that what's his name?
Red Excitement.
Red Excitement was the other one. The other one, Montpellier. You think they will walk Thursday, Friday, or Saturday morning? You think
They probably got a longer walk.
No, but by
Get
the
away
way,
from everyone. Just sort of-
but by the way, the
Bit of
theory
me time.
is, like you say, when Gay goes away, the kiddies get up the mischief.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
wouldn't it be the same with Gerald Ryan? Or maybe the mischief is when he's there. Maybe.
Well, whatever. But like, how much power have you got for land? It's fair dinkum. You can stand over everybody. It's not North Korea, is it?
Well, it must be.
That's how it feels.
Is that why the big dog in Melbourne stood down? Because of this?
Is that the reason? We don't know. No one knows.
I'd back it that it was. Just guessing.
And of course, not being able to read about it, I think.
Whatever his name, I can't remember his name.
All right. Okay. So we're just barring Gerald Ryan's horses until
The CEO of Victoria.
for the foreseeable future.
He just stood down.
It all sounds just distressing, doesn't it? Like, do you want to bet Gerald Ryan horse? Like, Gerald could he could be. Imagine his next 12 months. Yeah, man, are they interesting?
No, he's gone. He's gone.
Is he gone?
Yeah, even though it's a shame the society we live in that even before you're proven guilty,
Like
just
Moody.
by association or impression, not saying whether he's guilty or innocent or whatever, no
Yeah,
idea.
'cause essentially
What I'm
it's a-
saying is you shouldn't ruin a guy's career on suspicion.
Because how hard is it
should
going to
wait
be for him
till
to sell a
it's out.
horse now?
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to find any new owners.
Which syndication
He
is
has
going
got
to
some-
want to actually put a horse with him now? Because
Yeah.
he's tainted.
It happened to Moody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird,
there you go.
weird story, but it'd be just interesting to be able to have it reported on. I don't know.
Glenn, I asked you on the show on Friday how you went with Wallers, and I had a bit of an insight on Saturday and perhaps a path that you tread. We saw Invincibella and My Giuliano win on Saturday, and neither of them could keep up a fortnight before. And I think you've made the point previously that there's a large element of forgiving when it comes to Wallers horses.
My word.
You know, and
Absolutely.
you're better off looking for the ones to bounce back than the ones to continue
Like
to
when,
win.
when Vassal wins next start and drives every punter in Australia mental, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, he was he was heavily backed, but it turned out he was in an unsuitable race, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Invincibella comes out of the right form races, Mark.
No,
You know,
but I'm
yeah.
saying she failed. She failed last start. She might have come out of the
And
right
stronger
forms,
opposition.
but she failed last time. Is there any future for Chapelco? Because he was heavily backed and
heavily
set outside
backed.
the lead and gave up.
Well, if you're saying it was a good track in the first race, then I'd say he has little future.
He overraced
If you're saying
though.
it was a little bit wet, then maybe he gets another
It was
chance.
his second
Then
run
his
of the
head
race.
up the whole.
He went mental the whole
okay.
way.
Yeah.
It was sting out of the track.
They'll
I'd say it's a
take
forgive
the
him.
blinkers off it.
And you got to understand, when a horse is under pressure, and they're not going to give, and then you go, well, I've got nothing. I think that riding down adds 4 or 5 lengths.
Yeah. It doesn't matter whether he runs third or fifth there, does
It doesn't matter if he gets
So,
beaten. If he gets beaten 4 1/4 lengths and you don't ride him out, he gets beaten 9.
Well, we
So-
theorised that Pride's back. Is he back?
as well.
I don't know. Jury's out.
Yeah.
One of our Facebook friends has touted Man from UNCLE, Man from Uncle, as a horse to follow.
I'd agree with that.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
big
good style.
I'll just have to stand here and disagree with that.
Did you see
Um,
slip round
There's
the
a
home
1,000
turn?
to 400.
Yeah, I just don't care. I don't care.
Okay. Well, it's easy that's what I got into trouble for.
Yeah. And then we saw the highway race where
1,000 from Mark.
there was a even billion. There was
Oh, how we go there even billions?
What was it?
I can't remember. Oh, you reincarnate to beat supplies.
Oh,
Just remember that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Up you go,
Jeez, it
Glenny.
won well, didn't it? It was gifted the damn race.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
He's up in the
so
morning.
you say it won well, and then it was gifted the race. So what do we say?
So what are you
It's like-
saying? So you said nothing.
It couldn't have
Well
been
done.
more impressive, but it was gifted it.
It was gifted,
So
but it was.
that is how good that horse can look in the right circumstances.
Yeah, and I think Supply went quite well.
Because we saw I mentioned this on Friday's show, Reincarnate on the bunny in control at Warwick Farm over 1300, pissed off, and then came back in distance to Rose Hill on a Saturday, couldn't get to the lead and looked.
By the way, great ride by Collett on 15 Sunflowers. You see him keep Luna Duchess in the pocket
He's a
at the right
fucking good
time.
rider, I'm telling you. He's a really good rider.
And
What do
that
we make of the
horse
betting
is a great
fluctuations there,
horse.
Glenn? Where Luna Duchess, in fact, it was an incredibly shrinking race because 15 Sunflowers looked pooey in the betting. And
They bet $4 at the death, you know.
Shit.
yeah, well, wasn't there a large Betfair lay bet at 440 with a minute to go?
I didn't notice.
You mentioned
Yeah,
it.
no, 410. There was about 5,000 up at 410, and I think I stopped watching it a couple of. And I think another one popped up a little bit later on, and it actually scared some people off 15 Sunflowers.
Well, that's
who were
what it does,
planning on
doesn't it?
backing
That's what it does.
right. Sometimes you just got to choose to ignore.
Well, I think that if you analyse your results from reacting to Betfair, I'm tipping they won't be good results.
Well, because it's after the back.
What do you say, Glenn?
Yeah, I don't know. I get confused with Betfair these days. I'm just going to stick to my pride thoughts.
Yeah, just do it.
Stick to my thoughts.
Back yourself.
Anything about Betfair, Jack?
Well, on the weekend I didn't look good at all.
Yeah, but
Is
you
it
know much about it as a younger
bit.
bloke,
A little bit.
bloke in racing, like obviously.
Yeah, that's what I mainly used.
Money use Betfair. All right,
And
so
does
you
it
know.
scare you when you see a big figure jump up to
Yeah.
lay a horse that you want to back?
Yeah. Especially in a race where you're not as confident.
Because I mean, the way we used to interpret that once upon a time pre-Betfair was that there'd be a bookie
Yep.
that you'd respect, who was
Yeah.
willing,
And
who was
everyone
willing
would
to
say,
stand there.
He's got this. It's dead.
Yeah.
But if you're going well, I just keep taking it.
Yeah, I think that's. I
Right
think
or
that's
wrong.
the only.
Well, confidence
Yeah.
is a key factor, isn't it?
Certainly, dancing down the wicket is a key factor in this game. If you try to hit sixes and fours, I think you'll do better than if you're blocking ones.
I reckon if you're betting close
Yeah,
to the
that's multi.
race or late, then you should be having more focus on blowers than firmers.
But like that, I
If
reckon
you
those
haven't
fours and
taken the
sixes
price
is
already
right.
before it's firm,
Yeah.
then you
Back
should be
yourself.
fine. Yeah.
Like on the weekend, my staking plan just got a little profit, but my multi landed. So it's a huge
That's Jack's,
And it's a
Jack's
tiny
Facebook
outlay.
go, isn't
Yeah,
it? Your
yeah.
So a
staking-
tiny outlay has made a huge result. And if it lost, then
Was Tony Adler.
there's nothing.
Niera did the job as you forecast, Glenn, and Gord. She's a neat little.
She's a
She's a neat
sprinter.
little sprinter, and
She's a
she's
good
1100, 1200 metre type, and if she ever gets to 1400 metre again and it's wet, we know we won't be on it.
Well, she was ridden to lose that
Yeah.
day as well. I mean,
She got beaten 17 lengths.
yeah, but I mean the idea is that if you go to 1400, you go forward.
Okay,
You don't try and sit,
she's what she is. She's a good little horse.
What do you reckon Rosamund will do next time?
do exactly what she did on Saturday.
Yeah,
She's
she
the
runs up to a
consistent
form
horse,
consistent.
yeah.
Barrier beater again.
Yeah.
Anything else? Brooklyn Storm doesn't seem to be happening, Glenn.
Doesn't seem to be happening. Stable's going a bit funny though. So
Well, we say that, and then two races later, there was a very interesting stable scenario where Chris had two and B Baker had two, and there was Mr. Gustavo and the betting steward Bigelow Lee, Melbourne Hunter, was very interested in the tactics employed by Kathy O'Hara.
So was I.
I enjoyed it.
Did you see anything of that, Glenn? I watched the
well,
replay and I
Mr.
thought.
Gustavo was $15 to $6.
Talking to
Maybe
your
just
pocket.
it had shown a bit on the track, and that's how it raced. I don't
Well,
know.
I don't think she pushed it overly hard.
I don't
to
think
be
so
there.
either.
Whereas Religify, a bit flat off its very, very big first up.
Yeah.
Didn't have the spring in his step to get across. Having said that, it looked a monstrous run of Religify on Saturday, Glenn. Straight to Melbourne.
And it'll go well.
Straight to
In
Melbourne.
great
and,
order. It's in great nick.
and
The horse.
amoral.
Amoral. Fair enough. There you go.
Does it
Go
handle
first
the
and Lamb
Melbourne way going? Is it
Yeah, right, that
handle
Doesn't
it?
matter. Like
Any of my punters out there back those two horses said both win next time. They both won.
Rock for the Ladies. Oh, you're talking about the other.
The
other
Demolition
games.
and
Yeah.
Sandra. They both pissed him.
Glenn, you were very keen on Rock for the Ladies on Friday.
Yeah, well, it looked set up well for it, didn't it?
Yeah. You were less keen on Saturday?
Well, like Mark put in second pick, said to back it. Luna Rise grabbed me. Probably I could have had him the other way around. I just
All right, so what's the work case? So let's talk about Luna Rise and where's he going? What's he got to offer?
well, I was disappointed in his run. I think he's got much to offer, and I backed both of them. Showed a profit on the race. Just happened to send him out. Luna Rise from Rock for the Ladies. I wouldn't say I went off Rock for the Ladies. Just Luna Rise really
Yeah.
grabbed my eye. I'm trying to send out. I always send out mounting yard mail. I don't send out my tips.
Yeah, of
Send
course
out the
you
best horses to the eye. You know. What can I
No,
do?
so the question is, you liked Luna Rise that much from the parade yard. Is he over?
I don't think he's over. I think one more chance, certainly a dry track,
What about Baker's other horse in that race?
which was
Mr.
Gustavo.
Gustavo.
Yeah, well,
First up and it took on.
Religious
Heavily
fire.
heavily back, doesn't it?
didn't get it in the numbers.
Might get like O'Hara off, someone else on.
Definitely
Yeah,
will be
it's an
fitter
interesting call.
and isn't in really complete racing nick. So come
Okay,
out.
so that's a very good sign to show that type of pace easily.
Yep.
First up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd suggest that's a good horse to follow there.
Where are you blokes up to? What race? Because I'm
Yeah,
so
we
dying
skipped
for
race 4.
Oh, I'm dying for a piss so bad. I'm going to let you guys finish the last 3 races. I've got to go.
He's got to go.
You know he can go into the toilet. He doesn't
No,
have to do it
no,
in the
no.
park.
That's his toilet.
That's his
there.
corner.
No, I'm glad he's done that because I'm about 5 minutes behind him.
Right, so we don't need to really talk about the Wallarothon, which was.
Yes, we do.
what about
Hipparchus,
race
if
4?
its head isn't in like a spastic, it wins easy.
That
I
race
think.
is just torture though.
What do you mean? If
Oh, Vassal. Oh.
Yeah, Vassal. I was on Vassal and then Hipparchus, and I was cooked on the 400 with Vassal.
yeah.
And then I thought, I'll get out of this. And then he started laying in.
All right. So what do we make of that? It's just isn't that just a sign of a horse that's not quite ready? It's like it's still, it wasn't quite fit enough
He
to
liked it though.
Huh?
He liked it.
Yeah. Well, that's why we better come back to that and ask him afterwards. Daisy Doom was a horse that, though the cognoscenti of which I'm one, were purring her going to 1400, but she pissed in good.
Yeah, I was poo-pooing it as well, and she ran pretty well actually.
She really attacked the line.
I think there had to be something wrong with Sword After, didn't there?
No, she just got put to the sword there. They've gone along. Deanne Pena's found the lead comfortably.
Yeah.
We spoke to Hieronymus on Saturday night. He said, this horse is not jumping that well, this preparation. I saw it at Newcastle where she didn't jump at all.
That was great information.
Well, the other thing is that you go to Warwick Farm at 1400 or 1300 it might have been. There's a very, very long run.
Yeah, good time.
So you've got a long time to balance your horse.
I thought Circular was a good run that race. Just slow away.
Yeah, she's not really a 1400 metre horse. Circular Glen.
What is she? She's just one of those
But she's
second
a
or
miler.
third tier O'Shea horses that are legless. But, I'll probably find a race somewhere. I'll be surprised if she stays in the stable.
Speaking of those horses,
She's
the Canterbury specialist on Friday night.
Who?
What's the horse's name? Not Zaconic.
Rolita?
The thing that won first up.
Yeah, it had like
In
3
Saliba's
wins
race.
from 4 starts
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
It only
so,
goes at Canterbury.
Yeah.
You know the horse.
There's too many races.
Okay.
4 minute P.
Right.
I'm
But
relaxed. So much better.
it ran fourth in a string of Saturday races, then it resumed at Canterbury on Friday night.
Did it win?
Number one, you had one.
Was I there?
Yeah, it was the fifth race. Salida was favourite in the race.
Yeah, that me.
Anyway, did you know that race was worth 80,000?
No, I did not.
Did you know another of the conditions for that race?
Yeah.
5-year-olds and up. No 4-year-olds or 3-year-olds were allowed.
No, I didn't see that.
So this is one of their special races. We're going to throw 80,000 in a midweek race once a month or twice a month or whatever. So it was worth 80,000 on Friday night, and it was for 5-year-olds and up. I have never ever seen that before.
I've never seen it before. That's why I didn't even notice it. Wow.
It does give you a bit of a push for first up horses. There,
Well,
doesn't it?
I'm
'Cause they're
suggesting-
going to get it ready, aren't they?
Yeah. So he's resumed at his favourite course in an
Yeah.
$80,000 race.
Yeah.
Wow, what's this horse's name? You have to,
Oh.
can't you think of it?
No.
It's only been 10 metres in the last 6 days.
Right, so back on Hipparchus Glen, they wanted to know about his racing manners,
Yeah.
running with his head to the side there.
Well, you can't predict that.
But do you have any clues as to what that might mean?
Is it a chink in their form? Is it a chink in their makeup? I'd say so. A lot of these English horses are very pampered. It's an ex-English horseman.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a sign, maybe they don't mature over there as quickly as they do here.
Well, I think, Mark, you tend to point to maybe not being 100% fit when they...
Either on the
like
way
that.
up or the way down.
Yeah.
You know, one of the two.
I'd suggest he'll do that most of his career, but he'll win races.
Yeah.
And
Dude, but those horses, if they're close to the one on the inside, it's a nightmare. But if they've got about that 3 or 4 horses width,
Yeah,
it's all right.
accelerate
And
through
then
it.
what happens is they get past the other horse, and then they tend to correct themselves a
So
little bit.
I see a bit of it in
totally
Antonio
agree with that.
Giuseppe,
Yeah,
even though he's
they-
more
They get
he's
extra
more
space out
genuine.
of that, like they're-
We've got like 2 conversations.
it's interesting, isn't it? We've got the youngsters and the old fogies.
How old are
We
you?
might have to mix
You're
them
not
up.
a youngster.
I'm 37.
Fuck, you look awful.
Oh, fuck. I tell you what, I saw the photos of you from the track on Saturday.
Yeah.
That made me feel a little bit better, Glenn.
That's a story. That's a story.
How bad do I look? I look like 100.
Oh, it's
Scared
just
the
this
shit out of you as
grumpy
well.
old man. It's what
Scared
you
the
look
shit out of
like.
you.
Some photos for
That
Jack's
was so
Facebook
funny.
thing, and someone took the photos of me, and I was going, "This is
Who the fuck are you?
What are you doing, mate?" And then Jack's
Every
like,
photo is
he
just
works for
eyeballing.
me. Right, they're
He
all
came up so timid afterwards.
Oh, grey and
Oh,
old.
g'day, mate. Glenn, how you going? He's like, oh.
Daisy Doom really ran through the line at 14.
Went terrific, went really terrific, and full credit to
Ronnie.
no, apparently Sammy Clipperton.
Okay. That's
Apparently.
what, he's training the horse, is he?
No, but when he rode the horse, he said to Ronnie, look, get this horse to 1400, get this horse to 1400, apparently. So, saw it afterwards, particularly disappointing.
I didn't bet in the race, but geez,
Moral.
looking at it afterwards, I mean, I know that's easy, but Mortar Game was such a bet, wasn't it?
And
back to
it
16.
is that horse is all style, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Gord's forecasted all
It did
preparation.
win the lottery. Did you watch the replay?
Yeah.
It was last on the bend, and they went,
Yeah,
with the PR of all PRs.
Happy Hannah was good.
Okay,
for me.
it needs circumstances to fall right, but when they do, it's got a monster turn of foot.
Yeah, so we have to talk about that something.
Okay, what about the mares, Glenn? Happy Hannah was third up. Falkenberg was in particularly wrong, long priced, who was second up. Where are we going with
Got
them?
to 30 to 1 on the fair at the death.
Where are we going with them?
Falkenberg, I'm going to keep following. Happy Hannah, it's going to nice prep.
Is it another horse that needs things to fall right because it's going to race, it's going to be
Yes.
restrained to the tail? And
Don't think all horses need things to fall right.
well, lots of horses make their own luck, and that's why people like Gay's horses, if they
Yeah.
jump well, because they're up there going, no, fuck this, I'm going to take the race by the scruff of the neck. I'm not one of those prancing ponies that gets restrained to the tail and looks bloody brilliant when things work.
No, it's always overplayed by the market, the flashing light run when it comes down the outside. I think they always end up shorter than they should be next start.
Okay.
Not a gypsy, so you turn a 6 to 1 chance in the market that doesn't seem to
Well, is
perform.
it-
How's this?
interesting.
How's this? Not a gypsy, right? You're doing the form Wednesday, Thursday. It's got 54.5 with a 3 kilo claiming premise.
Oh, we found a weights man here.
Then Saturday morning they go, oh, by the way, he's only riding at 54.
It is wrong.
Yeah,
fuck's sake.
that is right.
It is
Don't
wrong.
waste our time.
It is wrong. But
So,
Lucky I didn't even know about it.
what's his normal riding?
54. I don't know, we'll just...
No, so Jack, you do have the opportunities to know that that's his normal riding weight and that he will only claim
Okay,
one.
so the 55 you've written there, is that his normal riding? 55?
Yeah, that's his normal riding weight.
55,
55.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even know where to find
So,
it.
huh?
Until now I'm here.
Okay, so it's
And
actually
let alone other guys. That
racing.
yeah, you're talking about younger people go,
Yeah.
oh, we want 3 kilos off.
Like
Yeah.
51's 51. Like
Yeah,
Yankee Rose,
and I think
47.
that's a fair comment.
Yeah.
It's all right for us in-depth students of the game to know that.
Well, no, we're going to show these youngsters where to go to find out this information.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why you watch the
Because
show.
you're going to have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah.
That's
why
true
we're
too.
And then the nightcap, Glenn, I beat you to it. Maracaba, which is another horse that you were keen on Friday.
Didn't get into my numbers, but I would have had it next pick. It paraded okay. It come off 2 very ordinary looking trials, but again, the trial
Anthony
form
Cummings.
means nothing. And my first impression on the previous show was more, what about Maracaba? I thought there's a great chance.
You said exactly that, and Bigelow to Gord there, who of course who's been banging on
Yeah.
all about the fact that the distances of the trials are more important than what they necessarily do in the trials.
1,045 metres.
It was 3
I
wide
think,
the trip
I
as
think
well.
the distance to the trial, and also with your trial watches, if you're under the bat, especially the last 300 yards, you don't really want to be on it. But if you're a lap full of horse, whether it's 1st, 5th, 9th or 12th, be on.
And you've got to, when you're doing the trials, know the stable of the horse you're watching.
Yeah, it's critical, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
you
critical.
can't-
I
you can't
mean,
just be
you
one
know,
thing,
we
you've
used
got
to
to
see
be two.
Graham Rogerson and Jimmy Lee battle out trials, and they, these horses, 6 lengths to the third horse, and you get to the races.
Means nothing.
That's right. And no
Means
one would
nothing.
want to back them.
Means something.
He's going well, Cummings.
So Maracaba, he again another brilliant ride by Collett. How he got to win that photo, no one knows. And barring that, they're all, especially 4 backwards, they're all particularly disappointing on them. Good old Wine and Dine's come back. He came back about 25 kilos over his racing weight. He's in great fettle and he will win this time in. Maybe not next start, but he's got another win in him. He's a terrific horse.
He's become a bit of a cult horse,
He
hasn't
has
he?
become a bit of a
Wine and
cold horse because he backs up and he races.
Dine? Yeah, you've got to love the horses that race.
Well,
They're old school. Now, Glenn, we'll come back in part 2. Should we retain the seating order or should we mix them up?
Oh, well, no,
Well, let's just
we've
retain, 'cause
missed
I
out
don't
on
like
one
to-
race we have to talk about. Rebel Dane winning in Group 1.
Oh.
Jesus.
But
Hey?
that's not that unusual. It's a good horse.
Oh God! Well, I was
Is it as
on
good as
Fell
Fell
Swoop, and I was on Fell Swoop, and I thought, oh Jesus, it's Rebel Dane in front. I'm home.
Gordon and I spent about an hour before the races on Saturday just helping each other get through that.
Yeah,
We were both
yeah.
on Phil
Oh,
Swoop.
You're like in a support group,
Yeah.
were you?
Yeah, we were.
How's getting done by that?
Anyway.
We
Wow.
We,
Gee,
we
the
were
youngsters,
walling.
they do it
We
tough,
were
eh?
we were walling in.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
give
In
him another,
groups.
It's probably one of the best headspaces.
give
to
him
start
another
the day
20
in.
years out here and you'll lose all feeling in your body and you won't care like me. That's the end of part one.
Clear.
That phone call.